These are places I traveled to when I was a cameraman. Oh no, the ruins of Sheldon Church. I don't know where that is. I mean, it is information on the back of the card, but Antigua. Buffalo Bill's grave. I think that's in Colorado. Jamaica, Yaman. Kansas City. Going to Kansas City. Washington, D.C. You can have it. This was in Italy. That's where I stayed. Charlotte, South Carolina. These were all videos for different companies. Schultz Pretzels, Hanover, Pennsylvania. I did a video for them. It's in Tokyo. Panorama of Tokyo. This is Split in Croatia. Croatia is beautiful. A lot of people from Europe travel to Croatia on vacation, from Italy and Germany. It's beautiful there. Yeah, spend a lot of time there. Colorado. I sent these cards either to myself or to family members. Got them back. Alabama. Oh yeah. You've been to Alabama. This is an Aberfeldy. This is for, I think this is for Dewar's Scotch. Aberfeldy, I don't know who it was. I think it was Scotland for Dewar's. I've been 21 countries. Bangkok, Thailand. That was fun. Very humid there. Oh my God. I mean, you just sweat so bad. I think that was like the guest room or the waiting room and when I went to Hanover, Pennsylvania, in the hotel we stayed in. Bullet train in Japan. That's pretty cool. This is in Ireland somewhere. I don't remember. We stayed there though. This is in the Caribbean. You can see on the back, you know, where I wrote to myself. Chicago, I've been there many times. At this time when I sent this card back, it was minus 50 degrees. Minus 50 below. This is in Italy. Hotel we stayed in Italy. It was in 96 in Chicago when it was 90. Went to Jamaica many times. Once or twice by myself too, actually as a cameraman. This is in Switzerland. Switzerland's very expensive. Beautiful, but man, it's so expensive. This is a resort or Trial Jamaica. I've stayed there. That was very beautiful too. Always working as a cameraman. Of course, the lovely Palm Beach. Videotaped in that place many times. Palm Beach Gardens. No, Palm Beach in Boca Raton, I think. I forget where. Like I said, but I used to live there anyway. Copenhagen. See, that's very famous there. That mermaid. And of course, I've been to Rome, the Colosseum. Pretty cool. And this was Sorrento, Italy. Been to Italy so much, man. At one point, I didn't want to go back. Stayed there for over 30 days. Did what's called a tour of Italy. Flew into, I don't know if we flew in there, but we started off in Milan, the fashion center, and we just went around the whole boot. Wonderful. These are some credentials and stuff when I was in the press passes. Here's some game things. Who was that? East Rutherford? I don't remember who it was. What? The Giants versus, I don't know, it was some playoff game there. Ramones, tour pass, yeah, the little tour passes they give you. Crew, the Ramones. We used to put this in our window when I worked for CNN in New York. It's a, so you can pretty much park wherever you want to. As long as you saw the press pass, you were able to park. Although we did have parking, NYP, New York Press parking, but there was always someone else parked there. Here's a pass I got for the trip of the president in New York. This was whoever the president was in 1986 with CNN. You had to wear that to get in, lots of security. This is October of '85. I don't know who the president was. I have to look it up. When I toured with Stiff Little Fingers, actually I didn't tour with Stiff Little Fingers. Paul Roper did that tour. I was supposed to tour and the shirts wouldn't let me go. Oh no, we have a show at the bottom line. You're not allowed to go. I was pissed, man. I'm still pissed to this day. And Paul did that tour. It's my UN press pass, United Nations, to get in there. Got to go on some sub or something like that. My lover boy, that was my nickname, Mr. Wonderful. That was my press pass for on the Loverboy tour. When I was with 29, when I was with Lenny White, and when I first met him, that was one of the luggage tags, number 8. Here's another Ramone, one of the Ramones. Arturo Vega made these. Rest in peace, Artie. Here's John Waite. I think we made this. I think we were kind of like, this is bull. We don't have, where's our tour pass? We don't have a tour pass to let us in, so we made this up. John Waite All Access Tour. And then we got one actually on the Ignition Tour with John Waite. All Access, the Ignition. That was a pretty cool tour. Some heavy hitters on that tour. Return to Forever, All Access Backstage. This was a luggage thing. I was number 10. Oh yeah. That's just a number, guys. Calm down. That was my, you put this on your luggage, whatever, if found. This is when the Clash on Broadway. Pretty cool. Got to head follow spot operator for the Clash on Broadway when they were in New York. They were there for 2 weeks. They were supposed to stay there for only like, I don't know, a few days, and they oversold the booking. I don't know. That's what happened. Return to Forever, the Japan tour, I was number 14 for all my luggage and stuff like that. Everything that I had was 14. Chick Corea, his business card. Rest in peace, Chick. These are some tour passes when I was on tour. That's what Return to Forever, March 29th of '83. Backstage, Return to Forever. I mean, I kept everything. This is in New Orleans, August 19th of '83. Return to Forever. That was, well, they're fragile on our equipment. Constitution Hall. This is in Philadelphia. We did a show there. It's pretty cool. Constitution Hall. Shea Theater. I don't know where that was. I don't know where that was. This is on the 30th. Sometimes we had, like, because they sold out the tour in advance, we would play there for like 2 days or so. That's March the 30th. Academy of Music. Oh, yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah, 29, 29. What is this thing? Oh, this is the Shirts and Blotto. This is way back when. First band I ever toured with the Shirts on Capitol Records. Yeah. This is, I was with the Fleshtones. I can't believe I still had Flesh. I love the Fleshtones. They were probably the most fun band. They were the most fun band I've ever toured with, the Fleshtones. We all toured in a minivan, and it was the band members and me as the driver and the main roadie and everything. Toured in a minivan, and equipment sat in the back. We had just a small amount of equipment. They're still out there, Fleshtones. I don't know what the front row is. Something there. Here's Ramones with Robert Gordon back in '82. Now, I toured with Robert Gordon, too, and I toured with the Ramones, but I don't remember this show. So I don't remember. I don't remember if I was with Robert Gordon or with the Ramones. I don't remember. So, but Robert Gordon was awesome. Probably the same as before, 3:30. Yeah. The Shirts in I don't know, SUT. I don't know who that was with the Shirts. Back in '81, another spring concert. April 30th, Return to Forever Somewhere. I don't know where that was. John Waite with the Groceries, Club Xanadu. That's back in '82. B-52s. I did one show with the B-52s in New York. Really, I was just, I don't know, really I helped them set up the equipment. I helped load in or something like that. That was a very interesting story. They called up the Shirts house where I was, and the story is they couldn't pronounce my name, so they asked for the next person there, which was Tom Smith. Hey, Tom. And Tom got the gig and toured with the B-52s and the Talking Heads. But, you know, just, that wasn't in God's plans for me. I ended up touring with Return to Forever, and I toured Japan and stuff like that, and Tom went to, like, Australia. It's just interesting. I don't know where this was. John Waite, somewhere. Oh, the Agora Ballroom with John Waite. Robert Gordon pass here. John Waite. There was a bunch of Agora Ballrooms way back when. All right, the Agora Ballroom. The Shoits from Brooklyn, New York. The Shoits. Fleshtones. Yeah, baby. Man, I'm telling you, they had the most fun. They were, God, their music was great. At the most, yeah, wildest times with the Fleshtones. It's just so simple, you know, just simple, just party band. Here's the Fleshtones. We opened up for the Police. A few times we opened up for the Police. February 12th in '92, Billy Graham presentation. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. I didn't tour with her. I worked with her drummer, Tommy Price, but she opened up many times with us, Joan Jett. She never headlined any of the acts. She was always opening up for the band I was working for. 38 Special was awesome back in his day. We toured with them. They were a great band to tour with. What happened is, man, the John Waite tour ended because the lead singer fell off the stage. We were crushed. I was staying at a hotel in Manhattan. I lived in Manhattan, but we were staying at the hotel. I don't know if it was the Gramercy Park. I don't know. It was a hotel like on the Bowery or whatever. I mean, Dee Dee Ramone always stayed, and I was so excited. Man, finally get to stay here. And I checked into the hotel. I'm laying in my bed, and a knock comes on the door, and it says, "You got to pack up." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" They said the tour is over. Yeah, I mean, the lead singer for 38 Special broke his leg, so there's no tour dates. So everyone's just going home. I was pretty upset because that's it. No more money. This is with the Shirts too. But John Cale, see, here's another interesting one too. I don't remember this one here because I toured with John Cale as well, and I toured with the Shirts. So I don't know if I was working with John Cale at the time and the Shirts open, or I don't know if I was with the Shirts and John Cale was there. This is another thing that's like, I don't know, someone refresh my memory. This is back in May 11th. The Park West Hotel, I think this is in Chicago. I think this was probably with Lenny White with 29. We were there. So that's March 5th, we were there, and then we we were always going back, and this is in, that was March 5th, March 6th. All right, so we played there for 2 days. That was probably Lenny White there. There's another one with the Police. I did 4 shows with Zada Mindada and 3 with Ghost in the Machine. And the old famous Boomtown Rats. These are bands that most people now, they have no idea. I think the Boomtown Rats wrote that song, Tell Me Why I Don't Like Mondays. I think so. I think the Boomtown, I don't know if the Boomtown had Neil, I don't know. I don't remember his name. Forget it. My mind's a sieve now. Constitution Hall. Oh, with the Spinners. I think we opened up for the Spinners. I don't know what band it was. I think it was John Waite. We opened up for the Spinners. That was pretty cool. I don't remember sticking around watching the show. Usually you're packing up your equipment. There's another one, some rock past somewhere. This was pretty cool. John Waite. We opened up for Fleetwood Mac. The Tangerine Bowl, September 4th, 1982. That was the largest crowd of people. It's over 50,000 people. And, who was it? I think it was Joan Jett and the Blackhearts opened up. Or maybe it was another local band. And then it was Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. And then we opened up, John Waite opened up. Then I think it was John Cougar. I think John Cougar opened up. It was either John Cougar or Bryan Adams opened up next. And then it was Loverboy. And then after Loverboy, it was Fleetwood Mac. That was pretty cool because I got to stand on stage and watch Stevie Nicks on stage do her little thing. The Amphitheater with Return to Forever. Some hotel passes for Japan. Another John Waite crew. This is for a train we took, like overnight train. It was pretty wild, you know. You go onto a train. In Japan, you get on there, it's a sleeping train. So you get on there, you're hanging out, then it's time, then you go to your bunk. And I remember going to my bunk. I remember like making sure that whatever direction the train was going in, I didn't have my head there first. It was my feet first in case the train stopped short. My head wouldn't go into the board. But we worked with a Japanese crew and everything. They were great, man. Best ever. They were great. Unbelievable. Here's another with the Shoits at Camouflage in Brooklyn, New York. Yeah, here's one of the NFC games I had. You know, I attended, whatever. I don't know what this thing is. This was an armband. An armband you put on. You had to put this on to get onto the field for the football games and so on. This was at the Westchester, greeting from the Westchester Mystery House. That was pretty wild. This is in California. I wrote to myself. The weather was nice there. San Jose, California. I'm here with John Holden. But it was pretty wild. I think this place had like 13 bedrooms, and the guy who invented the Winchester rifle, he was spooked or whatever, man. He had about 13 bathrooms, and he had hallways and doors that would open up, and there's nothing there, and stairways that went to anything. And it says that he was kind of haunted, just spooked, and he built this stuff so the spirits couldn't find him. But yeah, here's the guy that for Winchester, the Winchester rifle. Let's see, the weather was nice for the first 2 days, then fog rolled in. I took the picture of the Golden Gate Bridge at night here. The house was in 13 bathrooms and steps and doors that led to nowhere. I'm going in, I'm doing in-flights on technology, I don't know. Oh, in-flights was not. This was 97. Yeah, pretty well, right? This postcard I got from someone in Jamaica, and I don't remember who it is. I gave them my address, nice picture, right? But they wrote to me, and I'm like, man, their writing, I mean, their writing is so fine, and just like, what? I'm still trying to read it to figure out what the heck did they say. Thank you for your service. Ken from Jamaica. I don't know, it was pretty wild there. I won't tell you the stories about Jamaica. Yeah, those stay there. And this was like, it's funny, you stay at a hotel there in Japan, and everything is so nice there. You know, they'll give you flowers to the artists, and you know, everything is typed out. It was a pleasure having you with us, the International Hotel Nagoya. Let's see, what does it say? A cordial welcome and best wishes for a pleasant stay. Mr. Fujidan Tanaka. Yeah, this is, it looks like April 12th there in Japan, so pretty cool. And then, I don't know, boarding pass in Japan. We took several flights over there in Japan, and so on and so on. Cool stuff. And here's a 45 from the shirts. I said I don't make them anymore. The shirts were on Capitol Records. The first band I toured with, first professional band I should say I toured, it was on had a record deal. Well, yeah, they were the very first band. The shirts, One Last Chance, they were at Capitol Records. Great band. That picture actually was taken, I was there when he took that picture. That picture is actually in CBGB's. They're on that small little stage. They're all just crunched up in there. Can you see? And it's funny because you can see everybody in there. Doom was never on that side of the stage. He was always on this side of the stage and stuff. But the shirts, Capitol Records, One Last Chance. I think this went #1 in Europe or something like that. They never got the lucky break they should have had. Got more of the Laughing Dogs. This is me actually on the field. I tell you, you know, for the NFC playoffs and stuff, that's me on the field. When I worked for CNN, I was a sound man when I first started. Actually, I was a studio cameraman when I first started, and then was a sound man, and then I finally became a cameraman. I didn't want to jump into that too soon. You run out there, yeah, I'm a cameraman. You run out there and you do it and you mess up. Guess what? They'll never ask you to do it again. So when they asked me to, you know, be a cameraman, I was like, no, all right, I'll do it. And I came back and they were blown away. Like, oh, you like edited this in camera. I was like, no, I didn't. I just remembered everything from working with the best camera people I work with. So but this is pretty close, sound man. I put my little CNN thing up there. I was the only one that did this, kind of strapped my microphone up there, the handheld, so I could I was always very, like, ready to go, you know, even as a roadie. And so my boom pole, I had the longest boom pole. Yeah, don't get excited. It's just a boom pole. But yeah, for the sound. And I had my little cords and stuff ready to go. I was just always ready to go, man. No excuses, you know, when you're ready. But that was pretty cool. Got to cover lots of games out there in the field. Here's a picture of Coretta Scott King. It's some video shoot I did. I'm just going to put some pictures here. Yes, I got to meet her. I wish I'd shook her hand. But, you know, as part of the media, you don't really say too much. You just do your thing. Here's me on the field as a sound man on the, you know, on the NFL field there. Here's me in front of the Spruce Goose. That's the one at Howard Hughes. He built like the world's largest plane, largest thing, and it took off. I think I don't know if it went like 10 feet or something, but they said it went enough, it got off the ground, so it flew. But that's in, I don't know where that is. That's in California. I was out there same time to Winchester. That's me in some video shoot out there, and I don't know where I am. Somewhere in the mountains. I think this is like North Dakota or something like that. South Dakota. My first motorcycle, and actually my second motorcycle. That was a Honda Magna. That was pretty cool. In New York City there. I bought that. Me as the Pinhead. Yay! That's for the Ramones there. Me doing sound with CNN on a video shoot. Freddie Shang's the cameraman. We're with, that's Patrick Taylor. Patrick Taylor was like, you know, he's a billionaire, whatever. He had Taylor Energy Company. That's me doing sound again. He's got a shotgun. We were shooting, I don't know, he was shooting clay pigeons or whatever. Patrick Taylor again. That's Freddie, that's me with the sound. There's me kicked back. We flew so much that I knew how to, see my CNN hat on my feet. I knew how to like fold the chairs down in front of me and just kind of lay out a little bit here. Is Norman Dunn? Rest in peace, Norman. He'd be pissed if I showed that picture. Norman was, he's with the shirts. He was the shirt sound man. He did everything for the shirts. He was an engineer and everything here. I don't know. That's me on my honeymoon, my first wife. Hello. That's me laid out back in the day. I know you guys are zooming in. That's me laid out on the day back when we wore like those little bikini briefs or whatever. That's my first wife on a honeymoon in Key West. That's Norman. I forget who it is here, Norman. That's Norman. And back in those days, we didn't have GPS, so we had to look at like the map and figure out, well, where we're going next. You know, this was after a show, and we're like, all right, so this is where we got to go. Here's Norman at the, probably at the Tropicana Hotel. We stayed at the Tropicana a lot when we went to Los Angeles. Rest in peace, Norman. That's me, a picture I think my first wife took of me. Hello there. What the hell is that? Here's me at the glaciers, the Mendenhall Glaciers in Alaska. That's it. That's it in the background. It's part of it there. That's pretty cool. Oh, we did a video, and that's me staying out there for this is back when I was a cameraman. Another picture of me with the, this is for Holland America Cruise Lines. Picture of me. What does the sign say? I don't know. It's these pictures are old. I don't know. I think the sign says "Watch for falling ice" or something. Me staying out there with my camera. Man, whenever I had my camera on the tripod, I always had a hold on that sucker like that. That sucker went down and fell on the lens. I'm done. I think it was like a $5,000 lens on that camera. Here's me. I forgot. Me, sound man with CNN. Of course, you can see CNN here. And this here, I'm wearing the raincoat. So this is inside. This is in the locker room at the World Series when the Mets beat Boston in the World Series. And I'm wearing a raincoat. You're darn right. I'm in there because they're shaking up champagne and spraying it all over, man. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to get soaking wet. And I think that's Lee Mazzilli, and I forget the two producers' names. Yeah, it was a fun time for all when they won Game 7. And here it is, you know, there was like, I don't know what they have on there. I don't know if it's whipped cream or shaving cream, but you see they have it all on their face. I don't know who 25 is for the Mets. You can look that. And there's the producer right there. There I am again, working. I think I said, take a picture of me in the locker room. No one's ever going to believe it years from now. That's me on the field. And that's Gary Carter in the background. Gary Carter with the Mets. It's me again on the field with the Mets. Me with Jose Castro. He was a great guy. Fun guy. And that's me with my mates, my CNN mates. Picky, I used to call him Picky Little Ricky, Jose, and I forgot his name. It's terrible, sorry. That's me out there doing, I'm not sure if it's before the game or, no, it had to be before the game, before people got there, I think. We were going to do what's called stand-ups, where he does a little interview with the reporter. I don't remember the reporter at the time. Dan Patrick was there. That's me again. Hello, backstage. That's me standing in front of Gastineau's locker. Mark Gastineau from the New York Jets. They weren't so fancy back then in their locker room, and that's there. That's at the Jets thing. That's Gastineau right there, in case you guys remember him. He was pretty cool. That's me covering the... I think this was outside. This had to be the Macy's parade or something like that. I know it was, man. My memory's still pretty good. I remember covering the Macy's parade in New York. Rainy, nasty, cold that day. This is me on a shoot somewhere. This is like for a corporate video somewhere. I got hired a lot for corporate videos. Do that. This was the company I did it for. I don't remember the standing outside there like that. I think this is me riding on someone's ATV, Honda thing like this. I'm not sure if it was Fred Joseph, who was later locked up years later with Morgan Stanley, something like that. This guy was a heavy, I think Sol Chaikin or whatever like that. I don't know if he was like a union guy or something like that. I don't remember what it is. Me in my early days. I'm not sure why I'm showing my genie in that picture there. That's me with David Sager. He was a producer with CNN. This was in between takes. It was like hot out, so we all had our swimsuits, and we jumped in this CEO's pool. He was around. It was okay. Me back in my CNN days, traveling around. Hey, Paul Rope, you'll like this. This is me on Ellis Island. I'm on some video shoot there. Hello. Me taking a picture. Said, let me take a picture before I get in that little puddle jumper. Yeah. Me on the field with Freddie Shang. He's a great cameraman. Turned around for the picture. Hey, Freddie, take a look. Picture of the World Trade Center, no longer there. I think that's down the street from where I used to live, in New York City. Here's me looking through the van, Pinnacle. We had a white Pinnacle van. They took a picture of me back in the day. Me back on Ellis Island. Rosa Parks. Remember Rosa Parks took a picture of her, met her too. At the same time I met Mrs. King. Rosa Parks always reminded me of my grandma. My grandma looked like her, had the same kind of gray hair and stuff. This is me inside CNN. My dad worked for Budweiser, and we're like, Dad, I'm going to take a picture with all the CNN guys with the crew, all wearing the hats and stuff like that. In the Budweiser. My dad was upset about Freddie putting the beer can on his head. He was like, oh, they would have used that. The corporate would have used that, but he made fun of it with the beer can on his head. And I thought about it. I was like, I don't think CNN would have ever really endorsed any of this. It's me when I work for CNN. You can have CNN now. Not interested. This is me when I work for CNN. This is in New York City, 5 Penn Plaza. I brought it all up there. I think I did this just before I was leaving, so I wasn't really taking a chance with them at all. I think this has to be my firstborn. Firstborn in there. Yeah, that had to be Brooke. I don't know why we had a motorcycle there. This is when I was selling cars. This is me with Robin Leach, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. We spent a lot of time with Robin Leach on that show. He was okay. He was, you know, I don't have any bad thing to say about Robin Leach. Just me and Robin Leach. Again. Yeah. Me on stage videotaping John Michael Montgomery. John Michael Montgomery was getting ready to get on stage. We got the tour. And, so I got up on stage. I said, yeah, can I videotape? Yeah. Of course, you know, I kept videotaping. They couldn't get me off of the stage. Me when I did internet sales. I've done a bunch of stuff, yeah. I loved it, man. I had my own office. I was all by myself. I guess I'm a loner, all by myself up there, just in the building all by himself. It was a parts building, parts department. And I did internet sales for used cars, and it was just me in the building. Man, I loved it. This is me up there with, there's Stallone and Roseanne Scotto. She's still with Fox News in New York. She's still there on the air. It's like Steve Stallone. And I think that's Goyevich, Jay Goyevich. He was the cameraman. I was the salesman back then. But we spent, well, whatever it is, the afternoon with them. Me and my brother Mario in Florida. Me somewhere doing what I do best, in a big old statue. This is Francis Ford Coppola. He's the cousin or whatever to the director, but he's a chef down in Boca Raton. So we did a show out of his restaurant. Spent a lot of time with him. That's me back in my early days. Actually, when I was a cameraman, as soon as I was a cameraman, if anyone had a home camera, man, I had it. You know, and I was, you know, what are you doing? I always had a camera. I was practicing my thing, you know, practicing. So this is me in Italy. I'm standing in front of, I don't know what that is there. I know it's Italy because I remember wearing that vest there in Italy someplace. This is Mount Vesuvius. That's in Italy, definitely. Mount Vesuvius, as a matter of fact, when we were there, we went actually over to the island and went up there and looked down in it, and it's still smoking. They're like, oh, it can go off at any time. We're like, oh, that's great to know. Let me call home and give them my best wishes, and you may not see me again. This is me in London. London Bridge. That's not the London Bridge. I don't know what. That's the Tower Bridge in London. The London Bridge, I think, is in Arizona somewhere. Why would they dig it up and rebuild it here? Really? But that's the Tower Bridge in London. That is London. Here's me in front of the White House. Right? Can you believe I actually got that close to it? I don't know when this was. It was back when they were allowed you to get that close to it. What, are you kidding me now? You can't. 3 blocks away. Picture me as a cameraman. Pretty cool. Here's me in front of the blimp. Yay, the Fuji blimp. Whoa, it's taking off on me. That's me in front of the Fuji blimp. And I actually got to fly the blimp. It's pretty cool. They actually let me fly. They got up and let me fly it. Here's me inside the blimp. I had a camera, it's called a gyro. Don't get too excited. It's called a gyroscope lens. And what it does is, because you're videotaping and you're shooting telephoto far, what it does is it takes the lens inside, the internal lens, and it makes it smooth. So I can videotape something and it won't be shaking all over the place, which is what I need now. Is if I was a cameraman, I need the gyro zoom on everyday shot videos, including still pictures. That's me videotaping out the window. I remember I stood up, and there's these big old windows. I remember I stood up, and I backed up, and I tripped. I'm like, oh, my God, I almost fell out of the thing. Because the windows were open for air, and it's loud up in that thing. Pardon my... Oh, they're not there anymore. That's these are pictures from on the blimp. Videotaping on the blimp. You know what that is. Probably straight, whatever. Those are those large windows I was telling you about. There was kind of like they slide them open or whatever, but I was like, I backed up and almost fell out. But that's a shot from in the blimp, you know, looking over at the World Trade Center. Rest in peace, all those people. This is me in Kentucky doing a video for Blanton's Whiskey. I went inside there where they, it's pretty cool. I think it has like the little racehorse on top of the whiskey bottle. Spent there. Did a lot of work in Kentucky. Had a good time in Kentucky. This is me at the Kentucky Derby. That's me. Buddy Reynolds is Burt Reynolds' nephew. He was my grip. He was my sound man. He even lived with me for a while. I wonder whatever happened to Buddy. And I forgot our reporter, producer. I loved him. He was so much fun. Great guy. Great people. All right, enough of that. Here's me standing at the loch. Not like Loch Ness, but I was at Loch Tevia. And in Scotland, I did a video for Dura Scotch. In Scotland, they're called lochs. I guess we call them rivers here, or lakes, but they're called lochs. So the Loch Ness, it's called Ness, is where the Loch Ness Monster is. And we were at Loch Tevia, whatever. I don't know why we didn't go to Loch Ness. It was only like, I don't know, 4 or 5 miles away, but they're like, no, we don't have time. So this is Loch Tevia in Scotland. That's where I flew into some airport. I don't know. I'll have to Google that and see where that is. Probably, was it Nicaragua? No, Nicaragua. I don't know. I went there. My mind's just sitting now. That's me smoking a cigar at this place. We did a cigar commercial, cigar shoot, you know, went to the plantation and everything. And this place where I was at was down in Ravine is where I think it was where they start off with Apocalypse Now. The beginning shot shows a helicopter flying over the ravine. That's that area there. That's me as a cameraman, as a wedding cameraman. Of course, I made extra money shooting weddings and stuff like that, and then videotaping them, and that was a lot of work for little money. That's me in Hawaii. I think when I went to Hawaii, I was just waiting for it was a layover from Japan. That was me pointing to the Waikiki bus. It was a layover. We missed our flight due to security purposes or whatever, and we were stuck there. It's me in Chicago way back when. Me with an attempt of a flat cut haircut in Chicago. Another picture of me in Scotland. Me with the famous Johnny Holden. John Holden. God bless you, Johnny. Johnny was a producer. We traveled, oh God, I've traveled to 21 countries with him. And I said, Johnny, I says, how many, you have to be over thousands. He's like, Larry, he says, I've lost count. He's still traveling as a producer cameraman. You call me the man with the golden eye. That's pretty cool. Get that nickname from him. That's me freezing my butt off on the field. It looks like, I think this is for the New York Jets. So it's the Jets and the Steelers playing. This is way back when. Man, you froze on that damn field as a kid. And those guys are huge. You know, people just call me Big Larry. I'm like, don't call me Big Larry around these guys. They'll crush me. I don't know what this is here, but I was there in this building. That was in the background. I have no idea what the heck that is there. And I've only been here, well, I've been to Paris many times, but I've only been there like once, I think. So, Eiffel Tower. That's the Eiffel Tower. Oops. And I think that's the Arc de Triomphe, or whatever. Yeah. Here's me with that building again in the background. I was on my first honeymoon with this here, and I'm surprised that she was pissed at me the whole time on this trip here. I remember fighting with her and her just leaving me there, and I'm like, well, how do you say bathroom? You know, how do you... She walked off. But I could see her like 2 blocks away, you know, young love, 2 blocks away staring at me, making sure, you know, and then she came back. It's pretty cool. Here's me in New York City with Buddy Reynolds. Buddy, I wonder where you're at, my brother. Me in New York City with Buddy Reynolds standing there in Manhattan. Pretty cool. Me there with Johnny Holden. Producer there. This is somewhere where the streets are all flooding. There's water all over. I remember getting in one of them little canoe boats, those little boats there. You know where this is, actually. But yeah, it's pretty cool to go there. This is me videotaping Senator Edward Kennedy, John F. Kennedy's brother, for those that don't know. That was, you know, it's for what it is. It's what it is. I did get another picture, close-up picture with him and I actually together. Here's me somewhere in an airport. That's Frank. Frank was a producer. We're traveling somewhere together. That's me in China. You can tell it's China because look at the scaffolding. It's amazing, man. They do this bamboo scaffolding. There's no, like in America, we do all this metal scaffolding. It's all bamboo there. Everything's, and it's there. It's good. Here's me in Thailand. Pretty cool. Thailand was amazing. Here's me with my 2 girls, and then with James and Maddie in this picture here in front of the old famous CBGB's. Here's me on the set here with Dom DeLuise and Buddy in this picture here. Dom DeLuise was, I love Dom DeLuise, good. Here's me and Dom DeLuise again on the set. Here's me as a cameraman on the set. I see Dom DeLuise in the background. Here's me in Italy. Another picture of me in Italy. That's a young me. I think on my honeymoon. I was 22 then. That's an older me. I don't know what I was thinking with them sideburns. I guess I never had it. Just try it, you know. What can you do? Me in San Francisco. The San Francisco treat rice around. Another picture of me in. Actually, I'm not in San. I'm in Sausalito. It's on the other side of the bridge of San Francisco. Me at an airport. I was a medallion flyer. I had like millions of miles. At least on Delta, I did. Travel so much, you know, I can fly for free at times. Another picture of me in San Francisco. Me in a hotel being silly with a towel around me. Me on a motorcycle. That's the first Harley I ever rode, and man, I forgot his name. Malcolm Forbes. Malcolm Forbes had his own little. Malcolm Forbes had his own little garage full of motorcycles and stuff. And you got there, and depending on what time you got there, you get to pick the bike you wanted. So I went there, my first wife, and we rode. That's me on this bike here. I guessed on my bike. I thought I'd ride my bike. He said, no, you don't ride your bike. You ride his bikes. And you wear this little vest. On the back of the vest, it says Capitalist Tools. First motorcycle group I ever belonged to. That's me in a gondola in Venice, of course. That's pretty cool. Venice is dirty waters. I think that when COVID hit or whatever and everybody, no one was out, I think the waters finally cleared up. That's me at National Restaurant Association. It's a press conference I'm covering, and of course, you know, I'm an idiot. I get up there and just checking out the shot, the audio, make sure everything's good. And of course, I told them what we should be eating. That's me and Johnny Bench. Yeah, Johnny Bench back then. We did a show. He was the host of the show, Johnny Bench. That's me in Brooklyn looking over at Manhattan side. That's me. I don't know where I am. I'm between some mountains somewhere. That's me. I believe I'm in Italy. It's in a vineyard somewhere. It's me in some hotel that I'm staying at. This is me on a set that we created for this TV show. It was pretty cool doing that, building the sets and putting all the stuff there and getting the blocking done for the camera views. This is me on Mount Vesuvius. I said earlier that you know, the mountain in Italy, and it's still smoking. There it is. So we go up on Mount Vesuvius there in Italy, and it's still active volcano. It's still hot spots and smoking down there. I'm making my face like saying, man, if I get fried, I'll be like fried, whatever, just fried bacon. Here's me and Sammy Davis Jr. It's not really Sammy Davis. I'm in Las Vegas somewhere. I did a video for Ethel M. Chocolates, and he was around. Took a picture with him. I think I was sick as a dog that day. We got invited to go to the show. We did. That's me somewhere enjoying the view. There's me back on a mountain somewhere. I don't know what's going on in that picture there. I think I'm up probably really high up in a mountain. This is me in the gondola again. I'm not sure if I showed this picture earlier. Me packed my motorcycle packed up riding to Daytona. What were we doing? We were going to Daytona for the motorcycle races there. You know, I was living in Florida at the time. That's what I looked like back then. This is me taking a break on the mountain again. Me on a video shoot somewhere. Another picture of Buddy Reynolds and I on a video shoot somewhere. Me in Washington, D.C. Me up on Mount Vesuvius again, pretending I'm Moses on the mountain. This is me and Pam Carter. Pam Carter, where are you at? I wonder where you are. We're at, you can't see in the background, but that's the Coliseum there in the background. A lot of cats out there. Hello. Let me be your wedding cameraman. I'm in St. Louis at this point here. I remember smoking a cigar out there in St. Louis. I don't know, somewhere out there. I think it's St. Louis. Yeah, because here's the picture with the arches there in the background. Me at the Liberty Bell. And actually, this was back at the time before they had it all. Now it's all boxed into Liberty Bell. I heard that someone tried to attack it and with a hammer. You know, you always got a friggin' idiot somewhere doing some stupid whatever. I guess in their mind it's okay. Here's me again. I don't know where I'm at. Missouri or St. Louis. Yeah, St. Louis somewhere because you got the boats out there. I did a lot of medical videos too. Open heart surgeries, breast implants, total knees, total hips. Me taking a break, laying in a hammock. Me posing. Oh yeah. This is with Sandra Strickland. She was produced on these sets, I remember. This here is like Copenhagen, I remember. Yeah. And this here I'm on a cruise ship. I did a couple cruise ship videos too. The cool thing about cruise ship videos is a lot of times they'll give you the footage, so then guess what we do? We just hang out and party. Because we have the footage already. We don't need the videotape stuff. Here's me with the flying Elvis. They call them the flying Elvis or Elvises. We're in Las Vegas. That's me and reporter Strickland. This is for Channel 5 News, I think it was. Yeah, I think it had to be because we're wearing like our blue coats. I think I was really sick this night too. I think I had a flu, whatever. But that was pretty cool. The flying Elvis. They jump out of planes and stuff. Here's a picture of me on stage with Annie Golden. I forgot who that dude is. I'm always making a silly face, and she just thought that was cute or whatever. I don't know what she really thought, really. I used to make it all the time. Here's me and Buddy Reynolds. We're in Russia now. Nostrovia, that's what we're saying. Yeah, we said that first, and then we kept drinking, and look what happens to us, man. We turn into like just animals, man. Something in there, vodka, just makes us crazy. And then we go to one of the palaces, whatever, you know, as a guest, and we're, you know, walking through that, and I'm like, what a waste of space. What is that giant picture up there, really? Here's another picture of me sitting down looking up at this picture here. It's like, what the heck? Really? Everything in Russia is like large. Everything, except for the people there. Men are, whatever. Here's me standing in front with John Holden and Alyssa, rest in peace Alyssa, and Buddy Reynolds and me. We're standing there at some, I don't know, the architect, the church in the background, whatever. Man, I said with Buddy Reynolds, with Tom DeLuise again. That's me in Russia. I'm not sure if we're at the Winter Palace or the Summer Palace or someplace there. I did drink too much, and that's me sitting out there in the street sign with my camera and a bottle of Stolesnaya vodka. That's who we did the video story for. Stolesnaya. Boy, they kept liquor in us. They kept vodka in us. I've never been so drunk and worked in my life before. But that's what they do over there, so it was okay. That's us standing again. I'm not sure if it's the same shot There's before. The churches there are just amazing, you know, the churches over there in Russia. We got to go to the ballet to see the Russian ballet. That was inside this one place, just unbelievable. Yeah. We all dressed up to go there. This guy here, I don't know who he is. He was the CEO of, he's the CEO of Stolichnaya, the vodka place. And you know me, I sit next to anybody, so we had a good time. And that's some building in Russia. That's where they all go get their teeth cleaned. No, I'm only kidding. I don't know what that is in there. That's probably the head of state. Who knows if Putin was in there already? I have no idea. Cherokee Ballard, a reporter for Channel 5 I work with. I love Cherokee Ballard. We had some great stories together. I was a cameraman. Probably one of the only times I left my camera just sitting there. That's me actually on stage videotaping John Michael Montgomery. It's funny. I was only supposed to stay up there for like 15 seconds. And of course, man, I pretended like I couldn't hear them and stayed up there for half a song. That's me on the ice. This is when Florida got their first hockey team, the Panthers. And this was like their first game, inaugural game, so we were covering it, and we went out on the ice. We did a video, it was called Hockey for the Homeless, and what it was they raised money for the homeless people. And I used to tell folks, because I had a sweatshirt, and I would tell them, oh no, we put all the homeless people on ice and had them play hockey, and everyone paid to see it. But that wasn't really the case. It was raising money for them. That's me in California on a video shoot. Me up on a hill in California for the same shoot. Great view of the World Trade Center. You know, who would know that, you know, you take pictures of it and all of a sudden it's not there anymore, right? Come on. It's me at the Amex, the American Stock Exchange installed a microwave satellite dish and became the first exchange to establish live daily feeds. I was there when we first did it with CNN. So live daily feeds out of there. Other than that, it was nothing. It was live. Yeah, trendsetter before I even knew. That's me and Pam Cardigan back there in Italy. This is Mary Alice Williams. Mary Alice Williams was the bureau chief for CNN way back when, and she's taking a picture, and I snuck in the background. She has no idea. And I told them, don't say anything till you develop them. I'm sure she's pissed at today. Wouldn't you be pissed off? You're taking like your passport picture, and then you got this other face in the background. Like, what the hell is that? This was like when we got to Hong Kong. When I first flew to Hong Kong, you know, we got off the Delta plane, and that's what it was. You know, it wasn't like a terminal or anything. This is another video shoot. There's Buddy Reynolds there, and the producer sitting there, and I'm cameraman or so. This was like in Antigua. Or whatever. I had all the ladies there, and I was like, hey, let me get a picture. Yeah, no problem, man. Come on down. Aye. There's a pretty cool picture back then. Great pictures. This is me and John Holden and Buddy, and I forgot the producer's name, and that is the governor of West Virginia there. And the governor of West Virginia is making rabbit ears behind my head. That's how, you know, I make people feel comfortable, and so they can make rabbit ears behind my head. But that's pretty cool, the governor of West Virginia making rabbit ears. That's me in, I think I'm in Santo Domingo. Santo Domingo? I forget where. But doing a thing, videotaping people making cigars. It's pretty cool. I've been in a blimp a couple times. This is the second time I was in a blimp, or the first time. I don't remember. But this is me flying in the blimp. This is actually the time where I think I almost fell. And that's me. That's with a normal camera. I don't have the gyro scoop lens. But that's me making a picture up there in the blimp. All right.
Right?
Yeah. Here's a picture of me and Clarence Clemons together. Clarence Clemons from the Springsteen band, E Street Band, sax player. He came out with his first solo album. He was such a cool guy. Just really great guy. Rest in peace. That is Daniel Ortega. That's Mary Alice Williams, the lady with the picture. That I jumped behind her picture. She's the bureau chief, so of course she's going to interview him. That's me down front. That's me holding my boom pole. Don't get too excited. It's a microphone pole. And catching sound on Daniel Ortega was, it was the Santa East, I don't know, it was back in the 80s, and it wasn't good with Nicaragua and the wars and everything going on. Matter of fact, he told us he had bulletproof eyeglasses, and when he's in New York, he gets some bulletproof eyeglasses. That's me at the Kentucky Derby. I think I may have showed a picture like this earlier again. That's me with John Michael Montgomery. This is before we went out, before he went on stage or whatever. We did a video for Crown Royal, so that was the whole deal with that. And that's, yeah, Buddy Reynolds, me, Alicia, I forgot their producer, reporter's name, John. This is me and Frank and McCaw, whatever. And we were in Hong Kong. We traveled up the river, the Pearl River, the Du-Main River. And coming back, and we had to like kind of sneak out of here to get out of here to get the tapes back. It was no big deal, but you know, we went to communist China, and they're not going to let you videotape. That's me videotaping. That's in the island somewhere. I don't know what I'm doing there. I could see that it's got to be the island because there's Frank there, and there's someone else there directing me. This is me in a suite with Dan Daly. He was the CEO of WTDT. It was the private production company. Man, it was a great company. I have nothing bad to say about that company. They paid me very, very well, and I traveled the world working for them. That's me in the shower with two lovelies. They were so sweet. The one is on camera. She's on camera talent, and I don't really remember her role, what she did, but they were just very sweet. Of course, I'm in the. And that's me and my buddy producer. He would really be upset if I forget his name. Joking around and stuff like that. We both have like drinking wine, and I guess we're getting ready to go out to eat. And I don't know why the heck was I wearing like a mesh see-through shirt. Stupid. I don't know. But I mean, it was boiling hot there, and who cared? I don't know. That's me as a cameraman. That's once I saw what the bride was wearing. I was like, oh my. All right, that's me at NASA down in Florida. I got to go inside the building there at NASA and videotape the Endeavour, which is coming up. That's outside of NASA. That's what I'm saying. I've seen things that most people would never, ever in the world get a chance to see. Here's the Endeavour. That's like, you know, the rocket ship that goes up there. And this has been up on the moon. It was weird when I went in there to see it. I got like the chills. Just like saying, oh my God, this thing has been on the moon, you know. I don't know if it landed on the moon. I'm not that good about it, whatever. Here's a close-up of, well, it says, it's like a little walkway to get onto the thing there. And here's me actually standing in front of it so you believe it. A lot of people say, yeah, sure, you've been there. No, there's picture me. It's not superimposed. That is me. Yeah, that's me. That's me and Haley. She was a producer at the time. Here's me doing a video for Dewar's Scotch. That's me walking across to the van, Aberfeldy. That was in Scotland. I think this is the time when I was videotaping. Yeah, this is when I was videotaping like Loch Tevia. Not the Loch Ness, but Tevia. Me in California on Muscle Beach. I forgot where that is there. Me posing. We had just come back. I guess I came back from Juneau, not too far from Juneau. Me in Philadelphia. I think that's the Liberty building in the background or whatever. Me, John Holden. Oh, here's Alicia. Me, John Holden, and Alicia out there somewhere. I don't really remember where it is. Rest in peace, Alicia. JMK had like a race car too at one time. They sponsored a race car, whatever. That's me videotaping the driver. I don't know, let me videotaping the driver. That's the car. Here's a solo picture of me with the spacecraft in the background. This is me in an operating room. I think this person right here just is going through like a quadruple bypass, open heart surgery. It's amazing. The chest is wide open, and I could look down in there, and they're on a heart and lung machine, so, I mean, but vein stripping, took a vein out of their leg. It's just amazing what they can do. And I looked in the chest, I was like, oh my goodness, you can like store, once you open up that chest cavity and they deflated the lungs, you can store a bunch of stuff in the human body. And maybe that's what the drug cartel is doing at some time, but I don't know. That's me videotaping that. That's me and Buddy Reynolds with Dr. Joyce Brothers. Some of you may remember her. She was a columnist, and she was a doctor, and so on. That's me at the at Daytona races. At the town of Aberfeldy in Scotland for Dewar's Scotch. That's when we were doing the Dewar's Scotch. We traveled in their van. That was Ted Keeley. That was his wife that went along with us. Here's me in London, wherever I am, Scotland. Yeah, I think I'm in Scotland. I don't know. There's castles all over the place. I hate to say it like that, but me and Dom DeLuise, a close-up. Myself and Dom DeLuise. Here's us, Ted Keeler, Barry and myself. There's a castle up on the mountain there. That had to be for Scotland. Ted Keeler was another CEO or so of GMK. This is in Switzerland or Sweden. That's me being almost naughty. Not quite yet. Next picture I get kind of naughty. Oh, he didn't mind. I was all in. Oh, they have lots of stuff like this over there. This is that's Barry taking a picture of me, the picture of me with you over the background. This is Loch Tevia. Remember I was saying about the Loch Ness Monster? This was in Scotland too. I didn't see a Loch Ness Monster. This is me in Hong Kong when we landed, whatever, and they're assisting me, or I don't know, they're not really assisting. I did everything myself, but they were there to assist. This is us, the three amigos, Barry, Ted Keeler, and myself. Putting some more. I don't know if you. This is me. Whenever I got a chance, we always went out every night. That's me singing karaoke. This was like in Japan, I think, like that, or China. Oh, we got American singer here. Yeah. Of course, I sang the Beatles. This is me over there, partaking after work. This is me in China. I don't know why I was on this making a muscle thing all the time. I don't know, man. That was before I made the silly face, I guess. How is it? Here's me in China, whatever. I'm looking at a book here, trying to pick the what do you call it, songs or whatever. Me up on stage singing karaoke overseas. That's a hotel we stayed in. You can Google that and see where it is. I don't really remember where it is. I think it's Scotland. I don't know. This is me in London. You got the taxi cabs out there. Their cars or whatever. This is a picture of me, John, and Buddy. We're in Thailand, and that's man, I remember this day being really humid. And that's a little Buddhist temple in the middle there. Not a temple, I don't know. It had, you know, there's a little Buddha in there or something where people go and they pray. Just really humid. There's me looking through a camera right there. This is us at a dinner. Mackie was a reporter, and we were in Japan. I remember, because I remember when I came with me. And Mackie was married to like the keyboard player of the Jay Giles band or something like that. So she was a rock and roll producer. And I remember, like, when we walked in there, I remember the Japanese guy saying, "Wow, Mackie! Wow, Mackie!" I was like, "Mackie, you got some fans over here." But yeah, she was like a rock and roll. Her old man was the keyboard player. And that's me. I don't know, back when I was doing my goatee thing back then. Oh well. I've always had vanity tags. That's my Honda Magna. I think it was a 700 Magna. I lived in New York City, and that's my news, my license plate, News 1. I always had like a vanity plate on there. That's a pretty cool motorcycle. I miss that motorcycle. Let me take you back a little bit. This is pictures of Chick Corea. I was in the recording studio. We were in the Mad Hatter studio, and we were doing Echoes of an Era, Griffith Park Collection. Chick, Stanley, Lenny, here's Stanley Clark in there. I was like, "Hey, Stanley," and he turned and looked at me like that. Looks like he's angry, but he's not. He's so cool. Such a cool guy. That's a terrible picture of Lenny behind the drums. I don't know why. It's all ceiling on that thing there. That's me making the faces that I make like an idiot. And it's me in some hotel room, whatever, just getting the camera ready. This is a picture with Patrick Taylor and his wife, and that's Freddie Sheng, the cameraman, and myself. See the cameraman, I'm just getting the footsteps as they're walking down there, getting a little conversation. Patrick Taylor was, he was the CEO of Taylor Energy. I think he was a billionaire or something like that. And they even named the bowl after the show, called the Pinnacle. And he said, "This is my hometown, New Orleans. Whenever you come down, you let me know. I'll take care of you." And he meant it. We never did take him up on the offer, but rest in peace. He died, not, I don't know, maybe it was years later, but rest in peace, Patrick Taylor and his wife. This is Santo Domingo, or no, Honduras. That's where it was. I finally remember. This was in Honduras. We did a videotape commercial for in Honduras. Of course, they gave us all their cigars and stuff like that. I'm not going to tell you if they were Cuban or not. I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But this was a great night. Great meal, great cigars. And I told, the story is, you know, we had this awesome dinner and drinks and everything. And I said, we were in the most romantic place you can ever think of. And I couldn't believe it. I was there with like a bunch of guys. And I'm like, there's something wrong with this, guys. Of course, we all laughed about it. But yeah, it was pretty cool. That was in Honduras for Swisher Sweets. Swisher Sweets cigars. This is in Trial, Jamaica. Well, that was, yeah, I don't know, that was the hotel resort or whatever. That was our producer at the time. He's a great producer, a lot of fun. Travel alone, oh my. Oh well. This is me, and I don't know where. I think I'm in Honduras, and I think it says no immoral acts probably, and I'm pointing to it like, uh-oh, I think I just did this one here. I don't remember what it was. This is us in London, and we're doing Phil Collins. Phil Collins came out with this video with the 3 hats, whatever. And this was at Basmati Rice, so we did a rice thing there. And this is me, John Holden, and Buddy Reynolds there. That's me somewhere, probably Chicago, freezing my butt off on a story. I'm like, what the heck? The sign said lift, so I was just trying to lift the wall. Nothing happened. It didn't move. Me at the Kentucky Derby that day. I still have a thing on my wall, an actual ticket to get in that was unused. Here's an extra ticket. That's me in London. That's one of the cabs. Time out cabs or whatever. I think it's London. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not London. I don't know. I don't know where the heck it is. That's me at the National Restaurant Association. Me up on the podium. Me singing karaoke. Anytime I got a chance to go out there and sing, I was still doing it way back then. Good time. And me in London for basmati rice. I think, yeah, we had to wear a hat. We had to wear the hat on our head as a net, and it was like, yeah, you know, we wear hats. I'm like, what? Okay, so we wore it. Here's more media stuff from when I was in cameraman, the '86 World Series with the Mets and stuff like that, parking permits and so on. This thing was for the New York City press pass for the Statue of Liberty. There's always something going on in New York. Press thing, CNN News. Here's official for CNN News for the vehicle. TV transmission, because it was a live shot vehicle. Microwave vehicle that sent the signal back. Here's another Pittsburgh Steelers. That was my, you know, you have to wear these little tags that you wear them to get on the field or whatever. Here's for the UN, to get into the UN in New York City. This was a trip of the president, September of 1986. I don't know who the president was at that time. I have to go look it up or so on. Here's KOCO Channel 5. That was to get into court and stuff like that. Oklahoma City, you got to have this special press pass thing. This is in '88. It's another thing for WNYW. Could have had one for CNN. He had one for New York here. Here's another press pass. KOCO ABC News press pass thing to get in. And then I had one Palm Beach County's. I want to show this too much. Palm Beach County has information on the sheriff's thing, so I can credentials to get in there. Here's my picture for the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office news media credentials. Boy, it had everything in there. I was only 200 pounds back then. Wow. I'm only about 25 pounds heavier now. Not too bad. These are more postcards that I mail myself at one time. Traveling, you know, this is in Boston or something like that. I mean, but traveling, you know, I mean, I travel, and this was like how kind of like my alibi. I would do this stuff like this. I used to always joke that that's my alibi. You can see the stamp of where I am. That's it. That's in Antigua, Camelback, Arizona. I think it sits about 100. Very hot there. This was in Kettle Vaca and Highland. There's the little town, Gilit. I think that's how you pronounce it. Hong Kong back in '86. Was it '86? I have to look and see. It was '96. I apologize. This is Russia. In Russia, I wrote that the women were beautiful, and they really were. I mean, America has the most beautiful women. I would say Russia has the second most beautiful women in the world. I mean, everywhere you looked, it was like, oh my goodness. Maybe my hormones were just going crazy back then. There's Atlanta. Yeah, I even stayed in hot Atlanta. Here's Thailand. And basically, I sent these postcards to people that, you know, they were family members and stuff. Some of them I sent to myself. I would even say, see you, Larry. Here's the one in Toronto. It says, Customs held us up for 2.5 hours. Toronto. They were always like, you know, it's funny. The Canadians can come here and they don't need a work permit and everything's fine. But if we go to Canada, we have to all get work permits. It's you know, or whatever. Build back better. We'll see. Sure. All right. There's Detroit. There's a hotel I stayed in along the way somewhere. Thai Airlines. It says last night I slept for 20 minutes. I don't know, traveling to This is the New River Gorge. In, I think it's West Virginia. That bridge is amazing. People skydive off that bridge all the time. In Jamaica, I wrote it's really tough working down here, if you know what I mean, man. I'll tell you, I took a hit of a joint, and something that would normally take me like 10 minutes to do, man, it seemed like it took me like 40 minutes. I mean, I was in slow motion, so I can't partake that stuff. Astrodome. Yeah. This was a place in Croatia. It said I stayed here. Croatia was beautiful. In my postcard, I wrote down, I must come back. I must come back, yeah. This was another place, a hotel or whatever. It says 15 days into our stay, we went to Croatia. We used to stay on the road. It was cheaper to keep us on the road than traveling us back and forth, so I didn't mind at the time. This was the cigar in Tegucigalpa, Honduras. That's where I was. Tegucigalpa. There's some, yeah, it's, hello. This was a card I sent my daughter when I was in Italy. There's another Piazza di Spagna, another card in Italy. This was in Alcatraz. I read here in the back of the card it says that the airlines lost our luggage. You know, we couldn't shoot for a day. Sometimes that would happen. Alcatraz is pretty cool. I've been there a few times. Out there, it's freezing cold out there, man. You get out there in that water, forget about it. Even in the summer, just something about it. Here's another card. I know I showed one earlier from it, but I sent a couple cards out from Split. That's Croatia. That's beautiful. Las Vegas. Says here I'm on my way to Dumin, China, 2.5 hour trip up the Pearl River, whatever. Yeah. And then I went to San Juan, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico was I can't say it was beautiful. It was really interesting. It was Puerto Rico. It was nice. It was nice to get there. That's for sure. This was in Geneva, and I don't know, I think it said $21 for a soda and a salad or something like that. I don't know, back then that was really expensive. Geneva is very, very expensive. Geneva, Switzerland. Beautiful, beautiful, but man, it's just too expensive for my blood. I didn't go out at all. This one here says, drank plenty of wine with plenty of wine with the Rothschild. It was the Rothschild estate, which I still have a bottle actually. Drank plenty of wine with the Rothschild estate, and it says on to Ireland to spend the time with George Killian. Dude. Ireland for George Killian. See ya. Exchange rate at 4.55. I would do things like that. Document it. Yeah. This was in Lancaster prison there. I think it's Lancaster. I think it's in Oklahoma. I don't know. My mind is slipping me. Yeah, I think this was Lancaster prison, Oklahoma. We wouldn't spend the day there. They put a guy, well, bad guy, you know, put him to sleep, whatever it was they did to him. But these are some pictures from there. That was inside the prison, and we didn't walk in. And they're sticking their hand out, and they're doing their real thing. They got like little mirrors and stuff like that, and they're looking to see who's there. All the bad guys in there. And here's another part of the section of the prison. Just like what you see in the TV shows, lockdown and so on like that. And this guy was the warden at the time. That's me. I'm like, man, I'm not going to do anything bad. I want to get the heck out of here. Sorry. All due respect. That's me hanging out with Chick Corea. Well, that's Chick Corea over my shoulder, and that's Lou Llewellyn. That's me. That's Chick. That's Bub. Bub Sterling. He's the tour manager over there. Duncan Ulrich was Chick's roadie. Pierre was the lighting guy, I think, and that guy was sound. I forget their names. But this was on the Return to Forever tour. That's me on my second motorcycle. That's my wife in the back, and we're just posing for a picture. We didn't go riding with her on there. That's my little Magna. I love that motorcycle. It was a great motorcycle. These are pictures of myself and a reporter at the time for Channel 5 News. And this is after the tornado, and the May 3rd tornado that wiped out Moore. That's me standing in the middle of it. It was terrible. What you see is there. There were all houses there. It's gone. Nothing there. Lenny was staying like at the Le Parc Hotel. I stayed there too in between. It was weird, but I don't think I was there that day during that time. But that's Keith Emerson from Emerson, Lake and Palmer. He actually signed it to me and Terry at the time. I don't know why I did that, add someone else. I think it's, if you add it to yourself, it's okay, but I don't, why am I going to do that, right? I don't even know if Terry was a fan, but that was my first wife. But he signed it there to Larry and Terry, best wishes, Keith Emerson from Emerson, Lake and Palmer. I just happened to be sitting at the bar, and he came in, and he talked to me and says, hey, he knew who Lenny was. He knew all those people were. He said he was a fan, actually. This is me actually touring on a train in Japan for the Return to Forever tour. That's me. I had a briefcase which was made for me for free. Oh, we ordered so many road cases for Lenny stuff in R&R road case that they actually made me a free briefcase. It was heavy, stupid. It was too heavy. Me traveling on the train again. That's what I looked like back then. That's me putting the bass on Dee Dee. Actually, at that point in time, I think I'd taken the bass off of Dee Dee. I took it off him. He's going to take off his jacket, and then I kind of hand him the bass to put him on and take the jacket back away from him. Yeah, I was a roadie for the Ramones. Cool. That's Richie playing on stage. It's Richie Ramone playing on stage. I got him his job with the Ramones. Well, I got him the audition and everything else like that, and got the foot in the door. He did the rest by playing. I used to set up his drums. And I took this picture. This is my vantage point. I mean, I stood there right inside stage, but me, that's Dee Dee playing right there, and Joey in the middle, and Johnny on the other end. This was my side of the stage. I was stage left. So I always took care of Dee Dee on my side of the stage and took care of Joey as far as his microphone and stuff like that, making sure his stand was right. Yeah, I was the pinhead too. I would come out and do the gobble gobble hey with the pinhead mask. This is me backstage. This is me backstage with Robin Zanders from Cheap Trick. It says a big hello to Robin Sobran from Robin. And it points to Robin, and she points to me on the other side. He was pretty good. He's pretty cool accommodating me in doing this. Here's another picture of me and Robin Zanders from Cheap Trick, the lead singer. And I just kind of walked back there before the show and says, hey, can you do this? You know, big hello to Robin Sobran from Robin to Larry, and I wrote it out, and he wants to stand on the other side. I said, no, you got to stand on this side, because it says Robin. It says Robin on there, and it says Larry over here. And he accommodated me. He even kind of pointed to the sign. We had a big laugh about it. Way back in those days. Oh, my. All right. Richie and Dee Dee backstage. I took this picture. This is like the last pictures I took of the band before I left. I was leaving at this time with the band. I was going on tour with John Waite. That's Mark Gastineau from the Jets. I took the picture of him when I was on the field, media. That's Dan Marino from the Miami Dolphins. He's, well, whatever. Dan Marino, he's very famous, of course. What do you call it? I don't know. In the Hall of Fame, Football Hall of Fame. Same thing. I took this picture. That's how close I was to these guys on the field is the media covering their games. That's me and Ricky on the field. Not the soundman. He was the cameraman. He's called Picky Little Ricky with the little. He hated when I would say that. He was kind of picky. He was kind of like always complaining about something. But he was a good guy. Got a letter from Chick Corea from his production. They were always very professional, and you can just see my first name, and I don't want to give my address or anything like that, but got a letter from him, and it just said about the itinerary and coming up, and then I'd be out there and so on like that. So that was always pretty cool. Here's a picture with me, and I think I'm in Croatia somewhere with these guys. It's pretty cool. Here's a picture of me in Croatia with Buddy Reynolds. They built this wall around here, and that was what protected them during the war, whatever, the Croatian War. Here's another picture of me. I think Croatia's over there, and I'm on the outskirts of it looking in towards Croatia. Another picture of me and on the outskirts there. This was in like Italy, and there's like these steps. I don't know what it's called, but these steps that go all the way up. You could say my face like saying like, oh my goodness, like really? We have to, you want a shot there? I think we did walk the steps anyway, but I just like, you know, just what it is. So cool. And then here is the Coliseum. The Coliseum was amazing, you know. I mean, you drive by there and you don't see it, and you're like, where's it at? Where's it at? You know, and then all of a sudden you're on a side street, and then the street opens up, and you see it, and it's just like, it's just your heart stops for a second. You can't believe it. There it is, the Coliseum. We actually went in there and got in there. I don't think they let you in there anymore, but here's another picture of me and Buddy Reynolds there in Croatia. Yeah, all right. This is the Ramones rider contract, R-I-D-E-R. It's a contract that they give to, you know, to the places wherever we're playing. It just says what they want, like 12 towels, full-size terry cloth, 2 quarts of fresh orange juice, you know, what they want, a 6-pack of Tab. Who drank Tab? 1 can of mixed nuts, 2 dozen hot and cold cups. They never ordered food, which is amazing, and they really didn't. And it says make sure, you know, that the real crew, it was funny. What did it say? Make sure the real crew have their own supply of sodas, juices, coffee, and donuts, and be resupplied throughout the day until loadout. We never had donuts or anything that I remember of. And it was always just kind of, but it's weird. I don't actually know how I got this. I didn't steal it or anything. I don't know. Maybe it left somewhere or whatever like that. Ramones stage, talked about the stage, mixer and lighting, desk platform. But it's pretty cool to have part of history. They're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I toured with them. And here's their rider contract, yeah. Here's a picture of Stevie Wonder I met. Stevie Wonder, and I actually got his autograph. I'll show you his autograph here in a second. Yeah, he signed it. They actually, he was doing Part-Time Lover at the Palladium in New York City, whatever. He's on the set, and I was there with Mary Nicole Watson. And we walked in. She knew he was there, whatever. And we walked in, and we went up there, and his assistant picked up his hand and kind of dropped it over, you know, gave him a pen and picked it up and put it down there. I'll show you his autograph to me, but it was nice. I got to meet him. Here's his autograph to Larry. What does it say? God bless Stevie Wonder. Wow. To Larry, God bless Stevie Wonder. Yeah, pretty cool. Here's one when I met Stallone, Sylvester Stallone on Rambo. This is Rambo 3. I met him twice, actually. But this was Rambo 3. He signed it, too, to me. To Larry, best wishes. Yeah, pretty cool. To Larry, best wishes, Sylvester Stallone. Yeah. Then I met Olympian Greg Louganis. Here's a long story. It says, Larry, nice meeting you. Best wishes, Greg Louganis. Record number of national 5-time world championship at the 85. What? '84 at the '84 Olympics. And then after he hit his head, and then the news came out that he had AIDS and stuff like this, and it was a big to-do, because they're like, wait a minute, if you had AIDS and you hit your head and you bled in the pool, there was a big to-do about this here. Then I met Action Jackson. Come here, Greg. Let's go over here. Action Jackson, and got his autograph, too. That was pretty cool. He played Action Jack. Carl Weathers. Didn't he play Apollo Creed, too? Something like that. Then I met, God, I don't remember his name at all. Autograph, met him. He was pretty cool too. John Davidson? I don't know. Cameraman. Then I met Rob Spencer. He was another, Robert Spencer actually. And she's a sweetheart. Cora Ann Mahalik. She wrote, "Dear Babyface." She was sweet. It says, "Thank you for always making us look good. Cora Ann Mahalik." She was an anchor there at Fox TV. Yeah. Here's the picture of me and Mackie when we went to Japan. And they're like, oh, who's that? So that's my reporter. She going to be with you? Yeah. What's her name? Mackie. They love Mackie over there. She's the one who was married to, her husband is, I believe her husband is the keyboard player for the Jay Giles band. Yeah, Mackie. And then he was pretty cool. I met him. Some gave all. Billy Ray Cyrus. He came down in Oklahoma. I got his autograph. Larry, some gave all. Billy Ray. He came down in Oklahoma when there was the May 3rd tornadoes, and he got off a tour. They had just finished doing a show, and he went to an all-night Walmart, and he bought a whole bunch of stuff, filled up his bus, put all of his other musicians on another bus, and he came here and he wanted to know where to drop off all the toys. And we told him, we says, well, Moore in Oklahoma City they had already had plenty, so we sent him up to Mohall, Oklahoma. So he went up there, but yeah, he's a good man. He didn't have to do that. He could have just stayed in Nashville. So Billy Ray, shout out to you, brother. Here's a blow-up of me in San Francisco. Well, I don't know where I'm at. Sausalito. Yeah, I'm in Sausalito there. I'm on this side of the bridge. But that's pretty cool. Way back when I was traveling a lot, San Francisco. Me by the bridge. Cool deal. Here's a picture of me and Tom Smith. Tom Smith was the other roadie I toured with, worked with the Shirts. We lived in the Shirts house. I don't know how old I am here in this picture. 18, 19. Look at that big old fro I had, man. Big old fro back then. But we were the two roadies that worked for the Shirts, and we were smoking, man. I used to smoke a pack and a half a day. Oh, yeah. Tom Smith went on to become like a postal service, a mailman. I don't know, mail person in the post office. I never heard from him again, but he's still in New Jersey. Everything should be good. This is we spent the day with famous Willie Amos in California. This back in '86, 11/29. Aloha, Larry. Happy cookie. He was a really cool guy. He told us the whole story about famous Amos, how he made the cookie, hired this girl named Wanda, and she couldn't make the cookie small enough. He had to fire her. He went on and sold, the cookie name, but he's California's sweet guy. Every time I've met him twice, and second time I met him in Chicago, he came up and gave me a hug. He remembered me. I don't know why he would remember me, but he did. Here's one at Hotel Plaza, and I met Martin Sheen, to Larry, Faith, Hope, and Love, June of '87. Got his autograph. And this is pretty cool right here. One of my favorite comedians ever was, I'm hanging out at the Bangor, Maine International Airport, just did a video shoot, and this guy walks in, and I look at him and says, "Are you George Carlin?" And he said, "That I am." George Carlin always has something funny to say. But it was, yeah, he just finished doing a show. And, hi, Larry. He says, hi, Larry, George Carlin. Just finished doing a show at the college there. And he signed it for, I said, "Hey, would you mind if I have a He said, "Not at all." I'm ad-libbing. I don't know if he really said that, but that was in '87. But he was really cool. He sat there and we had a beer together and stuff and caught our flights. This is a picture of Richard Lewis and Jamie Lee Curtis. I wish I met Jamie Lee Curtis, but no, it was Richard Lewis. We spent the day. We met him, got his autograph. Richard Lewis. That was pretty cool. And there's another actor. I don't know who he is. I mean, he was kind of famous back then, but I met him too. It's funny, I don't know who he is, but he is a famous actor. Yeah, but Yeah, autographs way back when. Collect them when you can. I mean, nothing. I don't know why I still have them later years. What, 40 some years later? Bye. Here's one's pretty cool. I met Tim Conway. He wrote Best Wishes to Larry. Tim Conway, he's the little guy. He's so funny. He's with Carol Burnett and so on. He was a lot of fun, too. He did this little video called Dorf on Golf. He plays this little guy, whatever. One of my proudest is Charlton Heston autograph to Larry. Best wishes, Charlton Heston. When I met him, I said, man, it's an honor to meet Moses. He goes, oh, I'm not Moses. I just played Moses. And I remember him walking out of the room. I'll be right back. And I remember him walking out of the room where we interviewed him at, in his hotel room, and him going to his room and coming back. I remember looking at his feet, and big old bunions on his feet. He had black socks on, but big old bunions sticking out, and he wrote his autograph to me and signed his autograph for me on his own picture and gave it to me. That's pretty cool. Charlton Heston, the man that played Moses. Cool. And here I am in the Woodstock Times. I did a video shoot. I don't even remember who that's. Oh, it was a cable news network, and I was kind of training him as a sound man. But yeah, that's when I first started to become a cameraman. The cable news network. I did that. Here's me in a band. This is a band called Chemical Wedding. One of the first bands I was in, actually. Rob was with the Shirts, and Billy was with Jing, and Edgar was another drummer that played around, and that's me up in the front. But it was pretty cool. It was of course I never stick with anything long enough, and but I shortly left after that. And then you have, hello, Jackie Joyner Kersey. She says, to Larry, keep up the good work. Jackie Joyner. She was Jackie Joyner Kersey. She's in the Olympics, She won that, I guess, fastest woman. And maybe FloJo won the fastest there like that. But it was pretty cool. She was flirting with me, too, when I had to put the microphone on underneath her little dress there. And she's like, oh, I don't mind, darling. Go ahead. I was kind of young and good-looking back then, so I don't blame her. And she was really sweet, too. She was very sweet, too. And she goes, dear Larry, you are so sweet. What? I love you. What? Maybe she did say that, but I should have caught that earlier. Man, who knows where I could have been if I was hanging out with Barbara Mandrell. Oh, well. But, yeah, so I met her, too, and she's sweet. Just, people were so sweet back then, and I guess I was kind of sweet, too, back then. And then, of course, he does love me. Dom DeLuise. Hang on a second here. Met Dom DeLuise. We worked with Dom a lot, on that TV show and hung out with him. He was supposed to come to Thailand with us, and he couldn't go. His doctor wouldn't release him. To Larry, Love, XX96, Dom DeLuise. He's just always so sweet and just funny, I mean, he would have a script to read, and he would ad-lib on the script, and some of that stuff you can't ad-lib on because it's just corporate, corporate videos. But they would give him some leeway on it as far as that. But yeah, pretty cool, Dom DeLuise. And this was like, I think the next time I met Stallone there. And really, I think I was like 5'11". He was shorter than me, but what was funny? Well, his hair, for one thing. But you know what? He had lifts in his shoes. He had little, like you could see just whatever. But he was in good shape. He was pretty thick back then. I was in good shape too, but not as good as him. But, oh well, wasn't getting paid to work out. And this was the very first band that I ever toured with or worked with. That's my brother on bass right there. That's John Patrick. I forget his name. He would go up and play cowbell. That's Steve Murphy on on drums. Gary's on keyboard over you can't see. But I was a roadie for this band. They were called Christian Rex and Bully. Phenomenal band, just phenomenal musicians, New Jersey musicians. But really it was my brother that got me started in the whole music business. That once in the music business, then I opened up my eyes and got into the television business, And this was pretty cool. I got Willie Mays' autograph. To Larry, Willie Mays. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I got his autograph on here. The sketch of Willie Mays. And I'll show you the wide shot. This is the wide shot of it. And it says, while there may be some debate on the greatest individual All-Star Game performances, there is little question who the best All-Star Game player has been. Say hey. Say hey, Willie Mays. Say Willie Mays, the Hall of Fame center fielder for the Giants and the Mets, dominated the midseason classics the way he played his position. So that was pretty cool that I got to meet him. Played in 24 All-Star games. So, but it was pretty cool. And here I am. I think I was working for CNN at this time. And we would swap off. I forgot the cameraman's name, but we would swap off. I was good like that. I didn't have an ego. Where one day I do sound, next day you do camera. And we would go back and forth. That was my day to do sound, but that was the big old, you know, sound thing, recorder and everything on there. Yep, pretty cool. Here's some more tour passes that I found with the Ramones or whatever. Me and Norman, poor Norman, man, broke his leg or something like that. He hurt his foot or whatever. So bad. He was on tour with Cheap Trick. That's a little girlfriend I had way back when. I don't even remember her name, but we were young. I was with the Shirts or whatever, and she was sweet. They're all sweet, you know. I mean, they were all sweet at one time. I'm the idiot. Whatever. Here's back with the Ramones, and we're backstage. And remember, these are the kind of the last days, because I'm getting ready to go on tour. So I'm like, finally, let me put some film in the camera, and that's them warming up. They would always warm up before show. They were very consistent with doing that. And that's Johnny, that's Dee Dee, and that's Richie over there. Here's me on stage. There's the backdrop. There's me on stage with the stick. I'm getting ready to put the sign on there. It says Gabba Gabba Hey. There's a sign. This is the audience out there just waiting for the show. Every show was sold out. Just amazing, you know. Just every show sold out. Never had a bad show. You would think so, none. There's all of a sudden they're like packed. There's Richie on stage playing. I took these pictures. That's a pretty cool of the stage from out front, you know. Set up like that. Here's a picture of me with the boys. I think Johnny's smiling at that. Here's another picture with me with them, showing my little pass. After I left, I heard that Johnny wanted to take my name off of the album. And just really album credits. I don't know what it says on it. It just says, I think, Larry. Maybe it says drums or equipment, Larry, you know, and Matt. I don't know. They never give full credit on anything, really. And that's, once again, my advantage point on the side of the stage. I mean, I think that's Matt on the opposite side of the stage, staring on, looking over. I wish I took more pictures. I just didn't, you know. I mean, just when you're in the heat of things and you're working, you don't really take a lot of pictures, you know what I mean? You just don't. And that's me on stage as the Pinhead. You know, Joey threw down the sign and I would get the sign. I remember once I stepped on his foot. Man, I never heard the end of that. Joey was in kind of bad shape sometimes. He had some issues. Rest in peace, Joey. Here's money that I have left over from like Russia or so on. Here's money that I have left over from Russia. This one, I don't know what it is. 50,000, 10,000. What are rubles? 10,000. Another 10,000. Another 10,000. Another 10,000. 5,000. 5,000. I believe this is Russian money. 500. 500. 500. Need to go to a place to find out what's going on. Here's 500. Maybe this is Belgian money here. 500. Yeah, Belgian. That's Belgium right there. Here's more from Russia. It's got to be 200. 200. 200. 200. 100. 100. 100. This is Belgian too. 100. Maybe it's worth more now. Here's $50. Francs. 50 francs. I don't know what's 50 francs. $20. The Bank of Zimbabwe. If these banks don't exist anymore, I'm done. They got no money at all. And this is Caribbean money. $5. $5 Caribbean money. $5 Eastern Caribbean money. And $5. I don't know what that is. Belgian money or whatever it is. So I got a lot of money here. Oh yeah. You want to go out somewhere? You gotta have a good time. I'll tell someone I'm paying them all this money. Yeah, I'm gonna pay you 80,000. Give them this. What the heck? It's not 80. Well, I don't know. It says it's 80,000. It's more than that. Here's 50,000. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. I'll have to count it all up and see how much I have. But I have enough right there I could retire. All right, bye. That's not true. These are some stamps. I don't know. I'm with for Russian stamps, but I don't know what the deal's with them. I was mailing stuff, at home, to home. The original Ramones pics I took. It's got a crack in it. This is a picture of me singing on stage. This was at the when I was married, but paperwork was never signed, officially signed. Actually, the paperwork was never turned in it was signed in the wrong spot by the guest, the two guests or the witnesses, whatever, which was my daughter and her son. And the minister, he wasn't drunk or anything like that. He took it and left, and also we got it back in the mail about a week later, and we never turned it in. It was a blessing, actually. This was my little CB900 Custom. I bought this bike. I don't know if I bought it from my buddy for like $500 or whatever. And it had like a bird's nest living in the engine. And I got it running. I didn't fix it myself. I took it to a mechanic and got it running and fixed it up and stuff. And it was a great bike. It really was. I didn't even had it painted. And this is me packed up on the, I don't know where I am. Pulled over on the side of the road going to Daytona, Florida. We lived in Florida, so we just took A1A straight up. But that was pretty cool. It was a great bike. I love that bike. CB900 Custom Honda. Yeah, it was a good Japanese bike. Never had a problem with it. And here's a picture of me. Here's a picture of me in Thailand. And I believe I still have that armband. They were looking for that armband too, and I was like, man, I'm taking that armband with me. God, I can't imagine being locked up in a Thai prison somewhere. But yeah, for the Coronation of the King, but that was me. Went there and I had a blue suit made. Had 2 blue cashmere suits made for like $180. It's just amazing of it. The needlepoint king, whatever. I had good luck trying to get it at that price now, but yeah, that was in Thailand. That was the last. This was the last bike I had before I bought my Harley. Then I had this one here, my Honda, the Honda Magna, which was a great bike. Had the license plate on the News One. Living in New York City with this one here. I have other pictures of my motorcycles too, but I have to find them, whatever. These are pictures of us still in Thailand. We did what's called a video called A Taste of Thailand. Take two. These are pictures of us in Thailand. We did a video called Taste of Thailand, where we went over there for the TV Food Network. It's Johnny Holden right there. He's the producer. I love Johnny Holden. Great guy. It's me and Buddy. It's I don't know what you would call these, temples maybe? I don't know the picture of us up there or anything. You had to climb up on these things too. And there were bats in these caves. Not caves, but there were bats in there. You know, you go in there and it's like, what's that smell? And you get in there and it's like, oh, it's bat poo all over the place, you know. And the bats, I guess, they come out at nighttime, you know, but it's humid over there. So the bats would probably eat the mosquitoes and stuff like that. This is all Thailand over here. Met some cool monks. They were pretty cool. They were just, you know, took the picture with us. They didn't have a problem. They spoke English and stuff. Here's on top of like a balcony there, looking down. Me staying up on that thing there. This is traveling in the little canoe things, whatever you call those things. They're motorized junkets. Maybe they're called junkets, I guess. We're traveling in there, these things with them. It's Johnny Holding in front. Alyssa, rest in peace. I think Alyssa had cancer, something like that, years later. That's me in the background behind Alyssa, and I think maybe Buddy took the picture. That's why he's not in it. It's me in front of the hotel that we stayed in. I think it's a Sheraton. So we stayed at Sheraton. We always stayed at nice hotels because you have equipment. You can't stay at crappy hotels with $1,000 worth of equipment, security. So that's in Thailand. This is for the coronation of the king. We were there, and you had to get blue. You had to wear blue, or I think it was blue suits, blue or black, whatever. I don't remember what I had, if I had anything like that. So we went there and I had suits made. Had 2 suits made. It's called the Needle King. And I had 2 cashmere suits made for like $180. And you know, they measure it and everything. It was over, I don't know, I mean 80 measurements. They measure everything. I mean they know every size about me. That's right, including that. And that's me dressed up with it. And I still have that armband. I think it's in another case somewhere. Of photos. I'm taking these photos so I can eventually maybe get rid of them. I've had them for years and years in boxes and drawers of them. Finally just put them up on YouTube where I can watch them. That's me with my camera there for the coronation of the king. I don't know, 50 years reigning a king, and now this king has died, the king of Thailand. The son has taken over. You know, here we are in 2022, and son, a lot of people don't like the son. He said he's corrupt and everything else is going on. I don't know. That's us at nighttime out there, videotaping at nighttime out there in Thailand. It was pretty well. And me, Buddy, and John videotaping. It was amazing. It was really amazing. You may have seen this one before. This is me on a balcony with John in Thailand. Just like I said, so humid, just flowers all over the place. Beautiful country though. People are very wonderful. Thailand, I think, means the land of smile. Everyone smiled there. No one was in a bad mood. That's another place right there. Everyone is just Thai people. They were wonderful people. This is me carrying the tripod and everything. You can see I'm gonna probably make an attempt to go up there. I don't know. Actually, I don't think I did walk up there with those things like that. And here, can you find us in this picture at all? There we are, way up there in that little thing. Will the camera focus? But there's like the steps. Hello, the steps. Get up there, kind of walk up the steps and kind of get over there, and there we are. It's pretty wild. I mean, the work that they do on that thing is just amazing. Us in a junket, that's kind of pointing to the front of it. That time there. It's probably going, and here's coming or coming and going. I don't know. I'm wearing shades at that picture there, so it's another shot where I'm sitting on a different angle. And this is us in this little, well, outside of it. Yeah, I think you can open the doors and go in there. But I remember seeing it saying, man, we got to get a shot of this. It's pretty cool. And here we are eating. And what happened is we were videotaping this food, and we were there all day. Got there early in the morning, and all this food is sitting out, and this fish and flies are all over it, and the videotaping. Oh, it's so beautiful. So it's lunchtime, and we're starving. Like, oh, so where are we going for lunch? And they says, we're eating right here. This is what we're eating. And I was like, what? I didn't say anything, but I was like, what? And you see everyone's like happy, and I'm like, oh my God. You know, so this is us sitting there eating, and I'll zoom into my face in a second, and I'm like, really? Can you see my face there? I'm like, it won't focus. Will it focus now? Look at that face I'm making. I'm like, and I remember like saying like that to Johnny, like, Johnny, really? We've been videotaping this stuff. There's flies all over and everything. And the people there, God bless them, but they're just used to it, you know. I'm not saying they're used to eating flies, but they're just used to eating the food and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't remember really what I eat, you know. And it's not the same thing as like, you know, like, oh, let's order, you know, it's a little bit different when you're over there, when you order the Thai food over there. So it's not like the Thai food here, you know, cashews and peanuts and chicken, whatever. A little bit different, but I'd love to go back. It was really cool. Regardless, I survived. Like I have many trips, so it was great. Taste of Thailand. Here's the newspaper, the Bangkok Post. Yeah, I know, I'm increasing that. This is Wednesday, June the 5th, 1996. In Bangkok, Thailand. That was, you know, about the Festival of Lights and everything like that. And here's the Bangkok Post, June 10th. Sorry. Bangkok Post, outpouring of love for His Majesty. Isn't it pretty wild? King of Thailand right there. He was the king at the time. And we met some of the relatives and stuff like that. We had to sit pretty far from him over there. But we met some of the relatives, came over and talked to us and stuff. And like I said, I had this armband on, and they were collecting them before you left. And like, where's your armband? I said, oh, I gave it to the other guy. Where? Oh, he's way over there. I'm glad they didn't go ask that guy where it was. Yeah, let's see the date here. June 10th, 1996 is when I was there. Bangkok Post. Who would ever think I'd end up in Bangkok, Thailand with a 8th grade education? Man, God, he's guided my path. I've been so blessed or lucky, whatever you want to call it. Now, all I do is just sit around. Yep, the traveling days are over. Unless Johnny Holden, you want to hire me again, the man with the golden eye, I'm ready to go. I have to renew my passport, though. It'll be my 4th passport. This picture here, I'm like on, I don't know if they call it, this picture here, I think they call it Devil's Island or something like that. Look, I'm on this thing. It's like in the island somewhere. And if I walk forward, I'm going to fall into like that hole in there. But you walk on this thing, but it's out there in the islands. I don't know if they call it Devil Island or I don't know. I don't remember what they call it. Well, that was pretty cool to walk out there and get a picture. And you fall right down there. It's the ocean's down in there, but it's a hole. Here's Richie Ramone's book. I'm in that book. I'm in chapter 18 of that book. I know better now. I got him the gig with Ramone. Well, he got the gig, but I got him the interview. Let's see here. Larry Tchaikovsky right there. It's the whole thing. They called him Larry Czech. It's in here. I'm in here a lot, you know. 18. Look, all the places. I had a couple more beers with Larry. And all in there. Yeah. Chapter 18. Pretty cool. Be written about in a book about the Ramones. Oh yeah.